I am a Jedi, a guardian of peace. These are my emotions. Let them speak to my soul. I will be mindful of my emotions and control my actions. These are my emotions. Thank you. Be still and go in peace. Line 1. This line is to be repeated 3 times throughout the course of the 3 poses. Pose 1 starts with the lightsaber at the side. We start in this position to remind ourselves how quickly one often goes for the weapon at the side. As you learn more about yourself, you will be able to process what things like trepidation, impatience, or disciplined movement mean uniquely to yourself. This also gives you the opportunity to exercise discipline in your movement. Pose 2. Again, we repeat, I am a Jedi, a guardian of peace. This defensive position, in conjunction with this line, is intended to call forth what it means to be a Jedi, in that we are not aggressors. Instead, we protect others, even if that means from ourselves. Pose 3. Tall mountain pose to guardian pose. This is in association with strength and stability. These are things that Jedi should represent when they are performing at their best. It also brings to mind fiction, in that this is the same pose used by the iconic poster for A New Hope. Guardian pose doubles in this effect, reminding us again that Jedi are guardians. Line 2. These are my emotions. Let them speak to my soul. Downward guard, bringing across the body and pivot. Flip into an inverted block and bring the other side of your body pivoting again. This is used to set a boundary between yourself and your emotions. The goal of the first line of the Jedi Code, namely, there is no emotion, there is peace, is not to strip ourselves of emotions, but instead to find a healthy way of managing them so that we are not letting them rule our actions. By moving with the downward guard in the inverted block across the body, we are attempting to say that we pose no threat until attacked. This in itself incorporates the line to the alternative code, sometimes called the Skywalker Code, which says, Jedi use their powers to defend and protect, never to attack. This movement reminds us to be respectful of our emotions, while giving ourselves space through the boundary of this kata to hear our emotions out. From here we then go into the warrior's pose. There is no mantra accompanying this section. You go into the warrior's pose, both hands held on the saber or your hilt, held to the shoulder, blade pointing upwards or slightly forward at an angle. From there, we go into a graceful pose where you dip down onto one leg, stretching forward with one palm as if offering it to the person in front of you, offering it to your emotions, trying to come to a compromise. The blade stretches far behind you. This is very reminiscent of many yoga poses. For this, it is to put the blade behind you and you're reaching out a hand in front of you. You do this as many times as you need to. We now move on to lighting the lightsaber. The yin-yang symbol of this movement, which is created through 2 counterclockwise movements of the arms, with your non-armed hand going between the blade and your body. In the fiction, one Jedi Code tells us that Jedi use their powers to defend and protect, never to attack others, while the other version tells us that we are to seek harmony over chaos. It is for these reasons that we do not light our lightsaber until we are ready for the 3rd line of the meditation. To attack our emotions, which are our messengers, is to place yourself in a constant cycle of chaos. But what we can attack are the obstacles which prevent us and others from achieving harmony. So with this, you ignite your saber and initiate the yin-yang symbol to counterclockwise movements as many times as one needs to. We then close by pulling ourselves together, our legs together, standing still, silent, our blade falling into the crook of our non-armed hands and going into a meditative pose. I will be mindful of my thoughts and control my actions. This line is about removing destructive and non-constructive thoughts and actions from our mind. We demonstrate this with a downward strike and an upward block. The downward strike is used to represent getting your enemy and or their weapon on the ground where they cannot hurt you anymore. The upward block is a movement meant to show that you do not pose a threat to yourself which you have just knocked down. The goal isn't to kill who you are, but it is to win over your thoughts so they turn to more constructive and harmonious responses to your situation. You would do this by striking downwards from the head down to the ground, and then bringing your saber to the left, up, and then down again, and then up to the right, and down again. These are my emotions. Thank you. Be still and go in peace. This is only said the one time. For this, we use the European bow form. However, you are free to use the Saiza style bow, in which the lightsaber is placed in front of you and you turn it off. However, for this, we are using the European bow, in which you switch to a reverse grip, drop to one knee, and stab the ground with your saber. Here it is at a non-threatening form, and you are at ease. From there, you can bring the tip of the blade up to your hip and sheathe the saber while turning it off.